Jesse with ZBH. Just wanted to bring you a video today on Saturday based on what I do to my hot tub. This is weekly maintenance. Typically do this on a Friday or a Saturday. So just wanted to go through some of the steps I'm going to do and some of the chemicals I may use depending on what I see. So the very first thing to do is to test your water. Always test your water, otherwise you're guessing. We don't ever want to guess. We want to know exactly what the water does or does not need, and that'll save you time and money, a lot of headache. So the first thing we want to do is we're going to use test strips here that I've got on the end, and then I typically do add a Defender, which is a Leisure Time product. I have really hard water. This helps with scale buildup. Next, I may or may not need bromine. This is a concentrate. Depends on what I see in my test. Again, next, depending on what I see, I may or may not shock. Most likely I will, unless I need to add bromine concentrate, because it does have a shock in it. So if I need to add bromine, I'll shock with this. If not, I'll just do a regular non-chlorinated shock. And then here I fill up my bromine dispenser that floats around in the water, and that typically gets kind of low after about a week, so I'll refill it. So these are the chemicals I'm going to use. The other things I'm going to do is just kind of do a general inspection of my equipment, make sure everything sounds good, the cover looks good, make sure all the jets are functioning properly, and then wipe down as needed. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Okay, so I've got just the normal test strips here. This is a pretty common brand. Pick these up at my local hot tub store. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to dip the test strip in for just a couple seconds and go ahead and compare against the chart on the back. Really easy process. Okay, so just kind of come up close here so you can see what's going on. So my bromine levels look good. I'm going to go ahead and just shock, and my pH is in the green there where it should be. Looks like my pH is just a bit high, actually. Sorry, my alkalinity looks good. So I'm going to go ahead and just leave everything alone. I'm not going to add anything else to the hot tub. I'm going to go ahead and perform the shock and also add in my Defender. So just knowing your water is a huge step. If you're new to hot tubbing, please, you're gonna wanna for surely test your water, maybe even a couple of times a week in order to kind of get to where you're comfortable. Take some time. So the other thing I have here is I have a 1 ounce scoop. This really helps in measuring all of these chemicals. Most of them are all ounce adds depending on your hot tub size. So make sure you read all the labels, read them thoroughly, and follow their directions. Each one can be a little bit different, and each shock can be different. Depends on the maker. So I'm going to start by just a regular shock, and I'm going to add Defender, and I'm also going to refill, over here on the side, refill my bromine dispenser. So let's get started and get that process going. I'm going to speed up the video a bit so that it doesn't take too long for me to add all these chemicals. So. All right, first thing I'm going to do is my Defender water treatment. It says specifically designed to prevent scale formation in spas and hot tubs. So I know by reading the directions that I need to add 2 ounces. I believe that covers up to 500 gallons. So I'm going to go ahead and add this. Make sure you turn your jets, all your jets on, your water, any water effects, turn those on. Just don't turn any air valves on. Leave those off. So you can hear the hot tub kicking back up. And I'm going to turn my jets on high and go ahead and add the 2 ounces. Okay, next, I've got my shock oxidizer here, and I also know that I need just 1 ounce for the size of hot tub I have. So I could adjust that up and down a bit depending on how bad things are. My water actually looks pretty good. It's really clear at this point. My pH is a little bit high, so I may need to add some Spot Down. But quite honestly, my water's almost 4 months old. I'm probably gonna be doing a water change soon, so I don't wanna add too much or add too many chemicals in, just knowing that I'm going to be changing the water. But the water actually does really look quite good for 4 months. So I'm gonna go ahead and add this in as well. Okay, so now that's done. Gonna let the jets run for 20 minutes and then come back and take a look. Gonna also do a filter inspection today. So that's the other thing you'd need to do, is if you're not gonna clean your filter, you at least need to check it just to make sure that nothing's wrong and make sure that you don't need to clean it. So, okay, I just finished up with the weekly maintenance on the tub here. Did refill my bromine dispenser, so it's all full and ready to go. Just barely turned off, still a few little bubbles in the water here, but it's looking good. And I just wanted to end on the fact that filter maintenance is very important. So I've already pulled the filter out and checked it. It looks really good, doesn't really need to be cleaned. I'm the only one that's used the hot tub this week, so things are looking good on that front. And the other thing is just doing a visual inspection like we talked about, making sure the pillows all look good, making sure the cover looks good, and that should really wrap it up. So again, if I can leave you with just one bit of advice, is always test your water, most important thing. Then you know what to do beyond that. Now, one of the benefits of the shock that I use is, since it's non-chlorinated and it's just a oxidizer, you can shock the tub and get in immediately after that. So there's a big benefit there. I use bromine, so I don't really want to use chlorine in my shock. I know there are people that do. I choose not to. So just finished up, and thank you for watching. Hopefully this helps with the weekly tips. Really doesn't take long. Realistically, it took me 4 minutes probably to just make sure I tested, added the water or the chemicals, turned on the hot tub for 20 minutes. So that by far takes the most time right there. And if I did do a filter cleaning, that would add probably another 10 minutes. So you're looking at the whole process, you know, you're looking at maybe 35 minutes total, unless you have a really dirty hot tub or a water issue of some kind. It could take you a little bit longer, but on a weekly basis, not too bad. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.